Where's Compas?
Yeah, we are.
There you go.
Hey.
There you go. Okay, all right. We got proof right there.
Some guy that seems like he's asleep. Need you to wake up, Gilbert. There's a lot of energy.
Come on,
going
Gilbert.
here.
Let's go.
Come on. Dan and Dago is at Moe's.
I'll show you. I got it right.
Okay, that's it. You guys, I am done with mine, but that's couldn't get better than a 2026 6th-round pick swap for a 7th-rounder. So
Freaking love you, Chad.
Hey, dude. Cool, man.
Compas on the beat, man. Derwin James signing off, man. Watch Compas on the beat, man.
Ooh, welcome to What's Up, Bull. Tom Fernando Ramirez. No easy way to put it. The Chargers end up losing 16 to 3 to the New England Patriots in the wild card round. I don't know what other way to put it, as in that was embarrassment from the offense. Herbert was rattled. The offensive line couldn't hold it up. Guys couldn't get separation. It was just definitely disappointing to see the way the team came out, and the defense, I mean, for the most part, held it down until the last 9 minutes of the game when they just couldn't hold on anymore. I mean, only allowing 9 points to that kind of offense. It was impressive what the defense did, especially Odafe Oweh, 3 sacks, 1 strip sack. I mean, the guy needs to be re-signed immediately, and we'll see what happens, especially because we'll see what Khalil Mack is going to want to do. We all know that Khalil's kind of been on a 1 year the last few years, so we'll see if he wants to return. But all right, that's for tomorrow. Today, let us bring in a guy who I know is not very happy, and that is Dan and Dago.
I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, you know, that was probably one of the worst offensive performances I've ever seen. And the funniest part is, again, like, you know, the defense, in my opinion, was worth and could have won a championship. But, like, the problem is, again, like, this offense couldn't even – I said score 17 to 20 points. I would think a big boy NFL team could score 17 to 20 points in a game. In a game, mind you, where the officiating favors the offense. So how does that work? And for all of you who are saying I'm too negative, this is the type of shit you run into when you don't have good unit cohesion. So, I mean, this game 100% is from top down. It's on Jim Harbaugh, because let's be real, he's running the team. Joe Ortiz, because they were thumping their chest saying they got 11 wins with this offensive line. You know, and I don't want to, you know, the injuries are one thing, but it's like, again, you see other teams figure it out because they have backups who are worthy. You know, that 4th down play at the end of the game, I'm glad we started fucking Bozeman and put a C on his chest. Fat pig on skates all season. That's what your season comes down to. That's what happens, and that's how it ends. It's a joke. It's a joke. What are we even talking about? He waits to go hurry up until 5 minutes left in the game. Let's try that in the 3rd quarter to try and get some fucking rhythm. How about that?
And then the substitutions. He kept on, like, even...
But that's because
I know.
probably because Keenan can't last the whole drive either. Keenan had
know.
drops. QJ couldn't get open. These receivers were terrible. And the other part of it is, the problem is also, you don't have a big play guy on offense. Your whole offensive identity is the quarterback, and that's the problem. That's what people don't understand. I've lived through this shit. When your whole offensive identity is one player, you don't win championships. It doesn't work. It's still a team game. It's still 11v11. What was the offensive adjustments at halftime? I would love to know what the speech was at halftime. You know, it's so frustrating, not only to us, well, I'll say us, myself, right? As the fan, right? Even though, you know, Herbert can kiss my ass, I can be objective. Herbert played terrible tonight. I can be objective. But it's so frustrating to that whole defensive room. Like, they can't run offensive plays for them. They can't score for them. And it's like, well, we probably won the Chargers won the turnover margin or the turnover battle, I think.
They did
Maybe
2-1. Oh no. Well, the turnover
no,
on
the
downs
fourth
at the
downs.
end.
Yeah, the fourth downs. That was the
Yeah,
only thing that maybe
yeah.
screwed them. But they had turnovers and they did nothing. They call stupid plays in the red zone. So I don't understand what's going on. Roman needs to be gone. I think this whole offensive line needs to be gone. Not even as backups. I think you need a clean house. Anyone who's 37 of 37 or 35 or 36 of 37, they need to be off the team next year, period. You know, I still think personally Andre James looked better, and I would have taken Trevor Penning maybe a little bit more inside. But, you know, these two are just terrible. They're stealing from the team, basically getting their checks. And it's just I don't understand what the offensive thought was at all. And, you know, part of the problem is also you have young receivers. And it's like that's why, you know, when you look at the Patriots versus the Chargers, the Patriots went to go spend in free agency. They got some big-time guys. They invested. They had, again, the little more complete team. Whereas the Chargers, for the most part, if I remember right, they kind of nickeled and dimed and try to fill spots, you know, on the cheap side, which I guess that's a strategy. But there's one position group I would never go cheap on. That's the 5 guys up front. And it's like, I understand you can't, you know, you can't foresee injuries, but for you know, to not curse, for hell's sake, like that offensive line play got your starting left tackle hurt. Because guys can't stay on their feet. So, I mean,
real
Greg
quick.
Roman is
Real quick. When asked if Greg Roman is the right person to be calling the plays for the Chargers, Jim Harbaugh repeatedly said he didn't have the answer to that question right now. We're going to look at that and everything.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything to me. You know, what's funny to me, seriously, is like this is why I tell people you can't hire your friends for these spots. You know, there's one of my coaching buddies who's probably my best friend. You know, I tell him all the time, I would love if I ever get a chance to have him as my DC, but he and I at least have a good enough relationship to where we understand we would never sacrifice the team for our friendship or for whatever it is. So, you know, I thought the hire to begin with was weird, especially when his brother shit canned him. But I don't understand moving forward. You know, we were talking about it in our group chat with, you know, a certain scumbag who won't be named. Joe Lombardi put up more points. Kellen Moore put up more points, and that was pretty tough to watch at times. So I don't understand, you know, what's going on in these meetings. What are the conversations that are being had? Because, again, you can't tell me those starting offensive linemen were better than some of these backups. And I just, again, don't understand the offensive mindset of trying to go heavy when you don't have guys inside. Oh, my God. When you don't have guys inside who can push. And mind you, I think Herbert played terribly tonight. I think he played worse tonight than he did last year against the Texans. You know, he was missing throws. He wasn't seeing receivers. He, you know, got himself sacked a couple times. You know, in my opinion, late in the game, instead of just throwing it away, he gets tackled in bounds. He was ready to get out of there probably too. He knows it's a shit show. So, you know, again, the thing that's the most frustrating to me, and by the way, J.K. Scott needs to go too. I don't know. I don't understand what's going on with his punts. They've all been short. He needs to go. But I just don't understand again.
I did not play well enough and didn't make any plays. We let the defense down today.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fact, but it's not totally on Herbert. Yeah, he's the MVP or the, you know, captain of the team. Yeah, he plays, he gets paid $52 million. He didn't play well at all tonight, but it all stems from everything else. What I saw tonight in Justin was what I used to see him fill up when he had bad offensive line play. Seeing ghosts, not, you know, worried about getting hit, and potentially, in my opinion, not believing in play calling or the offensive coordinator. And that's just my opinion. I'm not in the building. I don't know. But I've seen that type of stuff before where quarterbacks are a little more hesitant because they're frustrated, they're angry, they don't have belief in what's being called. And it's like, if that's what's going on, you need to shit can this guy. Hey, if, you know, Shane Day or whoever the quarterback coach is the whisperer, promote his ass to OC. See if he can get Herbert confident and playing well. You know, Keenan Allen just really disappointed me tonight as a vet. Couldn't get open, couldn't make plays. I think he had like 2 or 3 drops that were just killers. Sawyer with 3 or 4 false start or 2 or 3 false starts. You have, what's his name? Mekhi Becton with a false start late. And it's like, again, you need to cut these guys. You need to find better depth pieces. In my opinion, I'm with the chat in the sense of go give Mike McDaniel, go make him the highest paid offensive coordinator. Go find somebody. Because I think if you go another year with this guy, so.
So what I wrote about tonight is that this all now falls on Jim Harbaugh. A couple of years ago, Dan, you remember I wrote when the Chargers got creamed by the Raiders, I put now all eyes are on the Spanos family to see what they're gonna do. Well, now everything is on Jim and what he's gonna do next. Because he could potentially lose his defensive coordinator to a head coaching gig, because now everybody's ready to obviously pounce on him and take him. Well, what are you going to do on the offensive side? Are you going to do anything with him? Are you going to because I really think that, I mean, and I'll give him credit when he's needed to. Harbaugh's made the tough choices. He's made the calls. He's made the plays. I know people are frustrated right now, but they brought in Odafe Owe from the Ravens. He had 3 sacks tonight.
Yeah.
He had a strip sack. Like, they've made good moves. They've brought in players that have really played well. Now, what are they missing? They're missing a shutdown corner. They don't have that. That's the one area that I think
they were slipping all over the place too. They were slipping.
No, Boltillo. I think they hired the right guy. The only thing is that one, they play in one of the toughest divisions in the NFL. Like, the Chiefs are finally starting to fall, and then here comes Denver to win more games than them. So I definitely think that Jim was the right call. The thing is that they just haven't been able to put it together. The offensive play calling has been horrendous. I mean, I just right now looked it up. I looked it up right now, and in 2 playoff games under Jim Harbaugh, they've scored 15 points. Dan, on offense tonight, those 15 points wouldn't have done jack shit against the Patriots, because they would have lost by 1. And what did ball coach McCoy say? You have to score one more point than your opponent.
The other team.
But they haven't been able to do anything in either playoff game. They've gotten out-coached by D'Amico Ryans and by Mike Vrabel. Yeah. The offenses look pedestrian in both games. Boltillo, I wouldn't say that. Next year for sure, Mahomes, Lamar, and Burrow are back in the playoffs.
Who knows about Lamar?
Everybody keeps on saying that about Burrow, but they keep on. They don't keep. Yeah, Joseph, I agree. The Broncos will be a one and done. I think Buffalo's going to go in there and show them a little something. But
this is why, again, like his whole stupid comments, he doesn't help himself either. Saying this isn't a Burger King offense. Oh, shut the fuck up, Greg. Go have a burger and just get out of here, dude. Like, again. No creativity, no way to get the ball open,
Tonight, Herbert was just asked, what is your confidence in yourself that you will be able to get over this hump, get a playoff win, and make a playoff run? Herbert, I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, and it hasn't happened. So we'll have to reevaluate and see what happens. Damn.
That's not good. That doesn't sound good at all. So, no, Boltillo. This is a no pro Barcelona show. You see, it's just a double whammy today. I'm having a shit sandwich on both ends. Real Madrid loses, and then these guys shit the bed.
Former wide receiver Michael Thomas, Chargers O-line wrong for getting that quarterback hit like that, and whoever is coaching them as well, at least get a holding call or something.
Yeah, no shit. It's just crazy to me, dude. Again, but this stems from the whole thing. There's no way you saw his tape from last season and thought that is my starting center again for another year. There's no way. And again, what is going on in these meetings that you haven't seen any correction late in the year?
They don't have second half adjustments either.
No. Because if you saw, I think they had like a couple 3-and-outs early in the second half. Herbert was like 1 for 7 for 0 yards or something like that. Like, what are you doing? You guys, you have a Ferrari at quarterback, and you can't do anything. You can't sequence anything to get the ball moving. And again, Herbert didn't help himself because there was a couple times QJ looked open downfield. There was a
Lad
couple
was
times
open on one
where
of those too.
he had Vidal on a quick out and he didn't hit him. But again, in my opinion, that's all him not having confidence in what's being called and the way the offense is being run.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. This is Derwin James talking after the game.
Well, Derwin, I know you didn't want it to end this way, but just tell me about the fight of your guys tonight.
Came up a couple plays short, didn't get it done today. I feel like we playing hard, but just didn't get it done today.
Well, it was working so well. For first 50 minutes of this game, you held Drake Maye out of the end zone and, did your part until the very end.
We got to finish. Can't give up the touchdowns. Can't give up no points, really. Can't give up no field goals, no nothing. So just get better. And right now, I don't even have the words, honestly. I got to look at the film. But I wish I had better words for you. I really don't.
Yeah. Every season's different and guys are going to come and go. And I know it probably hurts the most because you're going to be dealing with this specific set of guys. What about this brotherhood?
Yeah, I mean, I feel so bad for him in the sense that, like, again, I would argue against anyone on this program or anywhere else, this defense was a good defense and, in my opinion, could have won a championship. You couldn't have asked the defense to do more. They gave up that touchdown because they've been on the field twice as long as the offense. They're exhausted. That's what people don't understand. It's the ebbs and flow of a game. We're not just, you have to watch those things, and those play factors. It's not like Drake Maye completely dominated him. The only thing I didn't understand is why Jesse Minter was not putting a spy on Drake Maye. I didn't understand that. Like, you saw probably all season this guy likes to scramble. Why wouldn't you have put why wouldn't you put a spy on him? Both of you, I don't know if Slater and Alt would have been enough because, again, you still have three guys inside who are not very good, and these receivers who can't get separation. Like, I don't even want to look at the receiver stats right now because I'd probably puke live on this show. But
Ladd
it is
McConkey,
just
3 catches for 32. Gadsden 3 for 30. Allen 3
Yeah.
for 25.
embarrassing.
Johnson,
Ladd took a big step back this year, which I'm kind of disappointed in. But I mean, it is what it is. He was a rookie phenom last year, and this year they kind of have a little more on him, and they know how to game plan for him. But you need to go out and get a receiver. I don't know, because it's either one of two things, in my opinion. You're either going to get a stellar offensive line to where then you have enough time and guys can get open. I don't know about Perriman. Perriman was pretty good. Yeah, Perriman was pretty good. I don't know about Perriman. He was solid, but the older players, the problem. When you have Samega, when you have older players, and this is what I talk about on the pass rushing side, you can't rely on Mac so much. I don't know who put it in here that Mac was a ghost, but it's like the problem is he's older and he's more than anything. You can't rely on that guy to be a difference maker, if that makes sense. Same with Keenan Allen and all those guys. There was, oh my God, and the backbreaker was when he hit Fisk. Oh damn, sorry, that has the F word. I apologize about that. I didn't see that. That's on me. My bad. I read that quickly. Well, to you, but you're right. When Fisk got that late in the red zone over there, if he wouldn't have slipped, he could have scored, and that was just a whole pain in the ass. But yeah, totally agree with everyone. I think Roman needs to go first and foremost. I think you need to find a guy who's going to be a little bit more efficient. There's a lot of times where you're just wasteful. Like, again, you have a change of possession, you have a turnover in your own red zone, and you call like a quarterback sweep. Like, when Herbert already has a broken hand or finger or whatever it was, he's banged up all over the place. He's the most hit quarterback all season, and you want to turn him into a runner? How does that make any sense? You know what I mean? Like, again, I'm a guy who wants lighter boxes if I want to run the football. I want to do the opposite. When I want to pass the football, I'll get a little bit heavier. Just to give him different looks.
You're not going to be happy about this, but this is what Robert Spillane said about the Chargers.
Zach has been great all year. He keeps the dial spinning. He keeps offenses guessing all year. He's been doing that. Just after the game, talking to a few of the guys on their team, they had no clue what we were doing. And they came up and said that. We have no clue what you guys were in all game. So for him just to be able to build those packages throughout the week, our back end players to know how to disguise the different defenses, really keeps quarterbacks guessing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need him to tell me that. Fuck, just watch the tape. I saw the game. They had no idea what they were doing. Yeah,
This
I
was
agree with that. Leave the entire O line and OC in New England, 100%. Again,
this is Zion. John.
Well, Zion, I know it's always tough for it to end this way. It's hard to kind of put your finger on what happened offensively. How would you describe it?
hold on, put pause.
We didn't execute.
No, it's not fucking hard to put your finger on it. Who's this guy asking this question? No, it's not fucking hard. I'll tell you what was wrong. We all have eyes. It's not hard.
Us up front, we got to be better. We only scored 3 points in the game. You got to do
fucking
more to execute at a
embarrassing.
higher clip.
Get that shit off the screen.
They scored as many points as Trey Lance did last week.
Dude, that was like a soccer game right there, what they scored. Just unbelievable. It's too early to say. Oh, Jeff, that coming in from the top rope, that's pretty good. It's too early to say, but I don't even know what potential free agents there are, but I guess that's a March thing, or
yeah, more of like a March thing.
they're supposed to have $100 million, so that's going to be interesting to see what happens there.
Probably 110. I don't think Mekhi Becton comes back.
Fuck no, get him out of here.
Specific issues that the Patriots presented today defensively.
I just playing sound, executing, getting us off the field on third down, not letting us score in the red zone, and just being better than this, I guess.
You came back here for games like this to know that each season is different and we don't know what the future holds. How do you reflect on a year where you return, you got that record, you got to the playoffs, yet it ends in such a bitter way?
Yeah, bittersweet. It ended like this. Definitely felt like we had a team that was very capable of making a run for it. Happy about the situation. Getting a chance to go with the guys again and give it a shot.
JLM, do I want Zion back? Not if it's a heavy price tag. I don't think he's worth that much. The problem that I have with Zion sometimes, especially in his pass pro, I feel like, or I shouldn't say I feel like, just sometimes what I see, right, it seems like, I don't know if he just gets lazy with his feet or his body positioning, but if you notice, there's times where he'll just grab on, never move his feet, and then he gets right past them. And it drives me crazy. I can't do that. So, unless they're going to sign him cheap as a maybe position piece, or if he starts because they can't find anyone else, he's okay. He's okay. But, I'd like to, get some 5 stars in there, if you know what I'm saying. I think first and foremost, you need to get a capable center because this guy has no clue at all what's going on.
The ghost.
They need to send him back to what?
The ghost of Corey Linsley still haunts this team.
Yeah. I mean, that's the big Bambino curse right there. I mean, they need to send him back to Timbuktu or wherever he comes from. I don't care, but just get him off this team. Again. Oh, dream offseason for the Bolts is easy, Pedro. Okay. Dream offseason for the Bolts, not counting coaching decision. Well, I'll just include that. Number 1, Greg Roman needs to go. Dream. Number 2, you need to cut and find offensive linemen because these guys are terrible. Again, the only thing I want to hear all offseason, what offensive linemen we signed and what offensive linemen we drafted. That's the only thing I want to hear. Because, again, when you control the line of scrimmage, your whole offense is open. Your bad wide receivers who can't get separation will look better with competent play calling and your quarterback having more time. I kind of like the, sexy – well, I'm not going to say sexy, but just me personally in my type of skill set or my type of, offense that I would like to do. I like the idea of having a Scott Madlock. I just don't know if he's the guy because he pisses me off because he whiffs a lot on blocks and it's not really his fault. He was a D tackle. But then when he catches the football, he falls to the ground. He forgets he's 300 pounds and he can run through people and probably get more yards. But, again, it's going to be interesting to see. And, Pedro, again, it's honestly hard being so hard. That's the part that I can't stand also. Do you understand how many people have texted me just because they lost talking shit? It's the worst. And the other part of it is too is that like, to break generational curses, like you kind of have to do some drastic things. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Um, 2 playoff
again,
games during the Jim Harbaugh era. 1 touchdown on 22 offensive possessions.
yeah,
Chargers
that's
have
bad.
now scored 48-15 in the 2 losses.
That's bad. That's bad team building, GM. That's bad. Yeah, exactly, Pedro. So you know how it is. That's bad team building by the GM offensively, and that's bad scheming by the OC and the head coach. Oh, Jeff. Oh my God, I can't even tell you. It's the hardest thing to do. I don't know if you guys have iPhone or whatever. I always love sending the clown GIF where it's like that chick putting on clown makeup and looking in the mirror. That's how I always get ready because this is the type of shit that happens. So, and again, I think the craziest part is also you can't blame ownership unless they're doing something behind the scenes that we don't know about because ownership went out and got the sexy coach, spent on a staff. So that's kind of the other thing. But again, the problem with that I've had all season is you have the double speak. You have Jim Harbaugh saying competitors welcome. Jim Harbaugh saying, the depth chart is, changeable or whatever. And then you have Greg Roman saying things that don't quite line up and things like that. And it leaves you wondering, like, where's the disconnect? Because clearly this offense has been disconnected all season. And it's been a miracle that they've won 11 games again, year 2. And that's why I told you guys, like, for all of you who were negative, I hope whoever that was sees this again. For all you who are negative, that winning 11 games is not good enough, especially in the NFL, especially if you're trying to build a legacy. That's why when I get pissed after 11 win seasons and I say this offense is terrible and is going to be your Achilles heel because they can't even get first downs. Like, imagine that. They can't even average, 3 to 5 yards of play. I would be curious to see what that is. So again, I don't want to hear anymore. He's a jolly good fellows and all this other stuff. I don't want sound bites from Harbaugh. I don't want sound bites from anybody. I want to see actions. I want to see things done. So, yeah, exactly. Exactly. People can't say we aren't loyal because being a Charger fan is like an abusive relationship. 100%. I don't know if you've ever seen those memes that are like, these are the type of sports fans you should date. And one of them is a Charger fan. I think I saw once because they said they'll be with you through thick and thin. So that's kind of the bitch of the whole thing. Yeah, exactly, Boltillo. I don't need sound bites anymore because again, they didn't do enough to protect Herbert. I don't think they made enough offseason, movements to put him necessarily in a position to win. I don't know why they didn't use Patterson. Personally, again, if you're not going to use Amarian, at least try and keep that guy fresh. I think Patterson's, not a world beater, but I think he's been pretty productive.
Well, as soon as Omarion got that second hit, I think they were like, yeah, no, he's not ready to go yet. So
yeah, no.
But
so yeah, again, that's fine. That's fine.
It is one of those things where they're gonna have to it is one of those things where they're gonna have to sit down and analyze and obviously see that. That's why I said from the beginning, Dan, and you had said it as well, that with a head coach like Jim Harbaugh, who we all know he wants to run the football, he wants to tire out the opposing team, he wants a tough offensive line. You should have brought in an offensive coordinator that obviously a tough offensive coordinator who's innovative, who's of that Sean McVay style. Because Dan, even you've said it, like what McVay does well is even if that offensive line is bad, he knows how to scheme in a way where the offensive line isn't
a factor. Yeah,
isn't a factor. So that's the thing that the Chargers need to do. They need to bring in somebody who's like that. And it's inexcusable to be able to have performances like this, and somebody's gonna have to fall on the sword, and it's gonna have to be Greg.
Yep.
There's no way that he can go into next season saying, okay, we're gonna go with Greg Roman again. It's not possible. And the guy, I get it, like that's his friend and everything, but you have to be able to get rid of him. Your brother fired him in a season and a half. Like he was done with him. So they need to bring somebody who's going to scheme up ways to get Justin to be able to get down the field, and they need a better offensive line. And then obviously I think they need weaponry. They need 2 outside threats. Maybe Trey Harris is going to be one of them, but they need another outside threat so Ladd can be in the slot, kind of feeding off of the other 2 guys, because it seems like that's what Ladd kind of is. Ladd's more of like that slot guy who is going to create, but yeah, I just don't know until further notice. I just don't know what.
The problem is too, though. Like, your passing game is almost so stagnant. Like, unless I'm completely not remembering, you don't even see guys going into motion, trying to create. At least linebackers looking in the backfield. Putting bigger targets inside and moving, or outside and moving smaller targets inside, trying to create mismatches. Like, again,
that's what we see. Like, you need somebody who's an energizer bunny like Puka Nacua that's going to be able to go in motion multiple times. Puka goes in motion all game long, and he's the one that really, it throws off everything that he does. There's no bootlegs. Well, and I mean, I get it. Like,
you can't do it, but these guys will kill him.
No, and that's what I mean. Like, the fact that you're not able to do a bunch of stuff, and the dude called it a Burger King style, like.
No, it's not a Burger King.
There you go.
I've heard that before. Which Lombardi at least picked a better place. He said it's a Cheesecake Factory menu.
Yeah. But they need to make a lot of they're gonna need to make a lot of changes and try. And I mean, it's incredible that Herbert succeeded more with Shane Steichen and Joe Lombardi and even Kellen Moore than he has in 2 years under Harbaugh.
Yeah.
So.
And his numbers were pretty bad. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. His first year were pretty good, but what I meant to say was lower than usual. Because again, in my opinion, there's no problem with wanting to run the football, but you cannot, you are not. What does it say in user?
Well, it's like what the cheese eating bastard would tell you. Like, your quarterback cannot be your leading rusher, and that is true
at all.
And I get it.
All.
And I give them credit. They went to go get Najee Harris, who before playing with the Chargers had never been hurt. Then the firework thing happens, and then well, Larry, that's what I meant when I said Shane Steichen. Shane Steichen was the OC. But the firework thing happens. Then he tears his Achilles, and it's like, okay, now they need to go get other backs. Like, look at the way that the Patriots kind of Ramondre Stevenson was the guy tonight. He was the one getting those passes, and they weren't able to run the ball all that effectively. But what were they able to do? They were able to check down and move
exactly.
We
can't blame the injuries. Look at the Niners, 100%, because good coaches will figure it out, and they have.
So they were able to move the chains a lot tonight because of those reasons. And the Chargers don't even have that. They don't even have a back that they can check it down to, because the back's in the backfield trying to chip or take on a linebacker or whatever it is. But they really need to change their whole offensive
identity.
And I honestly, I think Herbert should be more vocal. It's time to take off the kid gloves. Like, you need to be more vocal and tell them, like, I'm tired of this shit. I'm getting the shit beat out of me. He's been hit 129 times this season. He was hit another 11 times tonight. So that brings the grand total to 140 times he was hit. He was sacked 5 times tonight. So I think he needs to take time away and then come in and be like, all right, I'm tired of this shit. Like, I'm getting the crap beat out of me. We're winning games, but we're not winning championships. We're not doing all that. I think he needs to turn into a heel. I think he needs to be more vocal. I think he needs to be more out there saying what he's exactly. Well, to you, I think he needs to come out here and tell the charge and tell Jim Harbaugh exactly what he wants. I'm sure that he is not happy with the results of the last 2 years, but then it's like the 2 years before that you weren't making the playoffs, and if you did, it was the whole Jacksonville thing. So now he's 0-3 in the playoffs, and unfortunately for him, I mean, that's what everybody's going to be looking at. But
that's a big question.
But I think now this is also on Justin, where Justin needs to tell them, hey, you need to go get me receivers that do this. You need to go get me guys that do this. Like, I get it. Justin's a great teammate. He's going to say all the right things. He's going to defend his guys. But I think behind closed doors, he needs to go tell these guys exactly what he needs. And he needs to tell them, like, this isn't working. Like, the offensive line isn't working. The receivers aren't what I want. We need to go get more tight ends. Like, look at the, and again, I'm sorry to compare them. Go look at the Rams. They have 4 tight ends that they can interchange. One gets hurt, the next 3 are up, and
well, and more
they're able to
importantly, just look at them, the Eagles and some of these other guys. They don't settle on just who's on the roster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
no,
like,
but and honestly, neither do the Chargers. Like, they've gone out and they've gone to go get guys,
yeah,
but it's just not able. But they just haven't been able to move it. But I'm saying on the defense, they've done everything so well. It's like on the offense, nothing is hit. Like
they need an offensive coach, and that's a problem.
They went to go get Trevor Penning. It didn't work. I mean, for shit sakes, Tucker Fisk had 3 catches tonight. Like, how is that even possible? And then when they got in the red zone, like, how do you do a pass? Justin Herbert designed run, and then 2 passes after that, and then on 4th down, it's a pass to Keenan Allen in a weird way, and then it just I don't know. It's just it's really, they need to revamp the whole team.
If Herbert would have put the ball on him, he probably scores that though. That's the part
that was Christian Gonzalez.
No, I think he had enough separation. But either way, it's 4th down. Take a shot. Don't throw it over his head. Like, for God's sake, who cares if you turn it over?
I get it, but and again, they're getting 2 offensive linemen back. Who knows what way they're all going to play in? Who knows?
No, more importantly, who knows if they're going to last? Because at this rate, again, Slater, how many years has he been in the league? 5?
4.
6? 4? I'm curious to find out how many seasons he hasn't finished. That's going to be the interesting thing moving forward. Joe Alton, 2 seasons. Did he miss games his rookie year or no?
No, he missed 1, but he was healthy the rest of the.
So I guess we'll forgive him that 1, but we'll see what happens.
And Rashawn's been the one that's been the least healthy.
Out of them all.
But
and you just paid the guy, so it's like that's where you're also going to have to figure this out.
Yeah. It's disappointing, obviously. We'll see what I think Jim's gonna probably talk later this week. And we'll see.
Yeah, any clips after the game or no? Because again, what this kind of came down to, just in my humble opinion, is poor offseason preparation and obviously bad hires. I mean, you don't. Like, again, this is basically the same offensive line that have been on the Chargers for, what would you say, 4 years? 5 years?
What's your confidence in yourself?
I was talking about Harbaugh, not him.
I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, and hasn't happened, so we'll have to reevaluate and see what happens.
That scares me. I don't want to hear that. Lie to me. Fuck, at least lie to me. That does not sound good. Because, I mean, again, I'd rather have him say, I'll be fine. You see who I'm dating? I'm going home to her, so we'll be good to go. I'd rather have him say that. Like, and I don't know. Well, I mean, again, I'm probably reading too much into it. But
we don't get dinged for this, but like,
he didn't play with.
Look at how quickly he just barely got the ball in his hand.
Yeah.
Let me see if.
Yeah, he has no shot. But again, but this is the problem. Thank you for bringing up this play. That is exactly Jim Harbaugh's and Greg Roman's fault right there. Because A, Herbert should have thrown the ball away as soon as pressure was in his face. B, they're forcing him to play hero ball. Oh, this is hilarious. Who is this? We got Greg Roman in the chat. Felt pretty confident on performance tonight. Really think Jesse and the defense sold me today. Can't wait to come back for the next 5 years with my best buddy Jim. That's hilarious, whoever that is. Kudos to you. That's pretty funny. But the problem is they're forcing Herbert to play hero ball, and that's exactly why Herbert gets hit, messed up, and everything else. Like, again, you have to play as a collective unit. I wouldn't call Herbert a bum. That's actually kind of crazy, but okay, I understand we're grieving, so we'll just call this Overreaction Sunday. You have to play as an offensive unit. Of course, you're going to have stars, but your stars cannot play Superman. That's how you lose games. Ask Josh Allen. He's won a couple of playoff games and everything else, but every time they lose in the playoffs is because he's trying to play Superman, and that's the problem with it. So, again, Herbert didn't play well tonight. I thought he missed a lot of things, but I mean, again, a lot of factors go into that. He's been hit so much. He's been sacked so many times. He probably doesn't have a lot of faith in what's being called. For the most part, I can't stand Chris Collinsworth, but I thought he had a good point in the sense of his stupid call sheet is like 4 or 5 things deep. Like, that tells me it's too much. It's probably too much.
No, I don't
keep
think
it
it's. I don't think
simple.
it's too much. It's just the volume of plays. Like some of them, you're just like, what are you like? What are you?
But again,
no, I know. And like, there was one play where I remembered what you would say because they did Omari. They put Omari and Hampton in there. They went heavy, and then Omarion got stopped for -2 yards.
Yeah, they get stuffed because they don't have the offensive line to push.
I know. And that's
I'm not yelling at you. I'm not yelling at you. I'm not yelling at you.
I know.
But
I'm just saying, yeah. That's what I meant. Like stuff like that. Like, why don't you know what you're doing? And unfortunately for Herbert, now he's going to get thrown down the list again because Caleb Williams has won a game, and now Drake Maye won a game, and people are going to start devaluing him. But I really think that it's more of a Chargers problem because the Chargers need to realize one thing. Justin Herbert's a really smart guy. Justin Herbert could go do something and make money doing stuff. He's already made a lot of money. Like, he could be Andrew Luck 2.0.
You're pulling this out.
Why? Well, with the beating he's taken, like, why would I want to? Like, he's taking a beating left and right. Like, there's no reason why he should be taking this beating. 1, 2, you're about to go to Phillip Rivers 2.0 with this guy.
Yeah.
Where you're just pissing away his career. He gets nothing. He has to come back 5 years later to try and make some sort of a run. Yeah, appreciate everybody. Maybe to go make a run. Like, Justin Herbert's going to be in year 7 next year with an 0-3 in the playoffs. I mean, I just don't know what.
It's not looking good. It's not looking good. If that's your wonder. It's not looking good. Again.
I think there is hope, but it's just Jim's gonna have to really sit down, analyze this. 1, I would turn to Jesse and be like, "Please don't leave me. Like, I'll give you a new contract. Let's do this. You don't want to go. You don't want to go over there. Yeah, I know. Let's attack this together and stop going and stop doing what you've been doing. Like, stop nickel and diming, especially with the offensive line. You're gonna have to go pay offensive linemen. Like, you can go get offensive linemen for. Well, never mind. I was gonna say from the Eagles, but you already did that, and it went to shit. So
But again, coaching matters. So I don't know if Nick Hardwick or the main guy or whoever. Like, I don't know what's going on in there. Oh, is that who they keep putting? Yeah, he needs to go.
Mike Devlin is the offensive line.
He needs to go. You know what? I'll put that one on there too. I forgot about him. He needs to go because he did not improve these guys at all season. Yeah, I agree. Holds on to the ball too long.
Yeah, but they're comparing it now to Mendoza. Like,
no, I wouldn't say that. That's not the same thing though. Like, you're comparing apples and oranges. No offense, because again, in college football, they're playing with their teammates, who are 4 and 5 stars or whatever. Like, again, when you look at this offense, it's all Band-Aids and glue and tape and all this other stuff. Like, the only real piece of cement you have is Justin Herbert, and you have a little bit of stucco or whatever in the running backs. Like, your best weapon offensively is your running backs, not only running the football, but in the pass game. Like, what type of successful offense are you going to have? It's not good. It can't happen.
And I don't know what way Jim, stop looking at the Ravens for everything. Like, you need to start bringing guys that are not just the Ravens, but it just.
Well, you know how it is. Unfortunately, with some of these guys.
It just sucks for Justin because, I mean, I've covered Justin.
Oh, you were at the game. This guy was at the game. Being at the game tonight, I felt Herbert never got comfortable in the gamer pocket. I could not agree more. And also, at least from the team, I'm sorry you had to endure this, my friend. That's a shame. Hopefully, you at least went with some friends and had a good time. But it is what it is. I also thought I didn't like his facial expressions the whole game. That when they were showing him on TV, like, I kind of saw him and I'm like, I don't want exactly. He deserves better. There you go, Danny. We pick up our friends in here.
Probably catching his breathing.
But I know. But what I'm saying is, I just didn't like his demeanor. Like he looked like either he wasn't into it or whatever.
I don't think that. I just
listen.
think
I'm not attributing. I'm not trying to.
No. I'm just saying.
What I'm trying to say.
I think they just ran out of gas. Like I'm sure he's been exhausted. I'm sure. Like there's been times where I've seen him, and I'm like, how? Like it's literally that meme. How are you still alive? Like or not alive? Sorry.
Yeah.
Walking around like the dude's gotten.
Yeah. See, here he is. Yep. Well, the camera didn't show you slumping and the shoulders all on the sideline.
But
he
that
was very gassed in the second half. Because he was running.
That's the same shit. That's the same shit that they did with LT.
Oh, in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, that's the same shit that happened with LT. Like, I just think that's dumb.
It didn't look good. It doesn't look good.
No, but then the cameras were catching that. But at the same time, LT was grabbing his teammates. He was chatting with them.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying.
Fired up.
I would just rather have him cussing out those 5 guys on the sideline.
Do that
again. I would rather than just having him kind of sit there and look at the iPad. That's just me. Yeah, exactly. No, Manny, the cheese-eating bastard has his own dilemmas. He gave up the lead to the Bears, so he's probably somewhere drinking his feelings like I am about to probably pretty soon.
He's asleep.
Probably.
All right.
Yeah. I would love to see Mike McDaniel. If not, go find somebody else who's young and innovative. I don't know who's.
Go poach somebody from
someone on the staff, someone on the Rams. Man, I don't know.
There you go. What if LaFleur gets fired? You can just hire LaFleur as your OC.
Oh God, I would not want that. I'd kill myself. No, because they can't even. They put a point and then they go stale.
LaFleur's gonna get a head coaching job. All right, we need to wrap this up. Dan is on the East Coast, so we need to get him
undisclosed location.
So I didn't. I
don't know what time zone. I didn't know what time zone I am.
I didn't say you went to the Panthers-Rams game yesterday.
I was reporting live from Bank of America Stadium or whatever it is.
Definitely appreciate everybody who came in the chat. Jesus, you guys really flooded the chat. Please smash the like button.
Kingsbury, that's interesting.
Don't forget to subscribe. If you're new to the program, please subscribe. Guys, we'll be back. We'll probably be back Thursday. We'll be back Thursday to wrap up the season.
Maybe I can scream there because I'll be home.
Dan and I will take a little bit of a sabbatical unless news happens. Oh, you know what? Cliff Kingsbury actually would be interesting to see.
Vanilla face. Why would Harbaugh go down with the staff and on his shield? Oh, like he's gonna write it out? Is that what you mean, or he's gonna?
Yeah, that's probably what he means. All right, appreciate everybody so much. You guys are the best. I hope everybody has a great week. Don't let this affect you guys for this week. Let's have a great week. We'll be back probably Thursday. So
Tony Reagan, so sorry, brother. We're gonna be here together. Via Compa, Telecompa, 2026 is off to the worst start possible, but good luck to us all. May God save us.